All right, morning guys. So you're gonna have to excuse the road noise, but traffic seems a little louder than usual. But yeah, last time when I moved the RV to clean out some of this brush around here and underneath the RV, I was having issues with the brakes. So let me start here on showing you what I gotta do. All right, so I'm gonna have to start off here by removing this tire. And if you can see it, this plate right here, the motorcycle goes by. But this plate right here, I got to remove it to get access to the brake booster and all the lines. So let me get this tire jacked up and we'll get started. All right guys, so I have a bit of a problem getting this thing jacked up. So you can see I did get these jacks on, but my hydraulic jacks are back up because my hydraulic system will not go down any further. So I came out here, so under the front, if I could get it shown. Right there's the hydraulic pump. Look at that, it's barely touching that. So she's low on fluid, which is probably when I was shaking the RV pretty good, because only these two front jacks were down, the back ones weren't by where it was sitting, and this jack here leaked out of the seal from where the piston was at. So I must have leaked more than what I thought it did. I'm gonna get some more transmission fluid in there. Now it actually calls for the Dextron 3. Unfortunately, no one in my area has the Dextron 3, but looking it up, the 6 is supposed to be replacing the 3. So I don't know if they're going to completely stop making the 3 if they haven't already. The other thing I put in there is some fork truck oil 15. So what this does is I find it really helps with well, how do you put it? With the temperature changes, sometimes you hear the popping and creaking of the jacks when they're down. I find this really helps with that noise. All right, so let me get this filled back up. It's a little tight squeeze, so I can't have the phone in my hand trying to figure out what I'm doing at the same time. So let me get this filled up. Hopefully my jack system will start working again. All right, so it's a moment of truth. Is she going to work? So she's on, just like before, but none of the jacks would go down. So no, jacks are still not working. So, which means now I gotta shift my gears from trying to figure out these brakes to fixing these jacks. And since I had snakes in here, up in the engine area, I'm wondering if they knocked something loose crawling out, or if it's one of the valves or whatever that control the fluid, if something like that's gunked up or something. I just cannot win, can I? All right. So, yeah, let me figure this out. All right, guys, so after some checking, you can see in there's that relay that's on the pump. And when I put the voltage meter to it, I wasn't hardly getting anything. So then I came over here following this blue cable, because that's what is providing power to the pump. And I just replaced these, so it's like, don't tell me they've already gone out. Luckily they did not. I am getting 12 volts on that line. So then I came back down here. I just used some engine cleaner and a brush to clean those ends, and I was getting 12 volts on one end, no power on the other. So to double check, the other thinner blue line, which if I could get a close shot of that here, you can see that line right there. That is the power switch. I followed that back, and far as I could tell, there's no issues there either. So this is old school. I got the levers. I just had someone pull on one of the jacks and power kicked over. Unfortunately, the pump did not kick on. So that is telling me my pump is bad. I could crawl underneath here. So there's the pump itself there, which means I am going to have to take it off and fix it, replace it, something. You gotta love how a job that came out to work on the brakes ends up turning into something else. But I can't work on the brakes until I get this jack fixed. And because the only other jack that I have that will lift the RV up, unfortunately, it's a low level jack. The RV sits up too high. So I can't use that. So I got to get these jacks fixed so I can use it to lift it up. All right, everyone. So here is my hydraulic pump and reservoir. So if it would help, there is the model number. And the way this one is set up, so all the new ones, you have a couple screws, or you could remove bolts out of the back end there. Fortunately, mine cannot. Mine is mounted here. It was easier to just take the whole thing out so I could get at it. But so you have an idea on how everything was set up here. Power to the motor, motor neutral. The larger blue wire came into here. The thinner blue wire came into here. So essentially what this was is your power in. This told that the switch was the leveling system was on, then it would flip and allow power in through here. So having some help while I was voltage metering this here, had power up to here and didn't up here. Cleaned all the connections and everything, and you can see they're still pretty rusted, but cleaned them up. Was getting power here, but the motor still was not wanting to run. So I gotta fix or replace. I gotta see what I could do. You can see I'm using the wash machine as the table again. There's my fluid reservoir. Here is my pump. And the pump is what quit working, but I think it is because of this guy right here. So you can see how rusted that is and everything. I wasn't getting a good electrical connection across, probably because of all the rust. And I didn't see an improvement until I cleaned that up. So I went ahead and got a new one of those. I've already moved over my ground wire there. And I got a new motor. And if you can see, this has 3 wires, a blue, black, and green. This one has 2 wires, a blue and a black. When actually, if we look here, move the wires out of the way, there's the green. They clipped it. So if you're looking for this specific model of motor for your pump, which here is the new numbers and everything. This is not a hydraulic jack motor. This is a watercraft motor. So if you find it on Amazon or like a marine shop, you're expected to pay, $200 for one. If you go to an RV mechanic shop or, the RV stores and you find that motor, you're expected to pay $800 for the same thing. So this is a marine engine motor. So blue wires for driving the motor one direction, ground wire is the black, green wire is to spin the motor in the opposite direction. Now, when you go to take this apart, there are 2 things you want to watch out for. this guy right here, he slides right in there and he connects to the front of the motor right there. The other thing is this one, the way this one lubricates is the hydraulic fluid or transmission fluid is what is used in this one. Seeps out through here. So in here, there is a rubber O-ring you do not want to lose. Which also, since it uses the same fluid, the hydraulic fluid, you do not want to put any type of bearing grease or anything like that in that. So I guess now the fun part is trying to get that onto there without losing this stupid thing. All right, to start off here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this so I can see what I'm doing while holding this camera. I'm going to turn you that way. So then that peg is going to go that way, and then the one on the motor is going to go top to bottom. So hopefully I could get those lined up fairly easily. Now the fat end of this goes on the motor. Sure I don't got any dirt in there, and I've already cleaned this out. And doing this way, I kind of wish I had a newer style, because then I wouldn't have had to have taken this thing off. All right, that's nice and snug. So the other thing is I want to get this guy off. All right, that is on. Go ahead and take the ground wire, this wire. Now I still have another wire I need to connect to this, so I'm not going to tighten this down. All right, there you go. And she's put back together. The cap here, you can see here, a little rusty, so I'll try and clean that up a little bit. But it is ready to go back onto the RV. But I'll probably wait until tomorrow when I actually have a little more daylight so I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, one step closer. Money. And Leo up here in the dark. All right, you guys behave. I gotta go finish working on the RV. Now, talk about fat and retired. Those two are enjoying themselves inside. But I'm out here going to get this jack system back up and going, and I gotta clean this section up. So if we look in here, that ground wire I need to clean up, and there's rust all over it. Come down here, maybe we can see it better. There we go. Yeah, so I need to get this cleaned up. The less rust and everything I have to deal with, the better. Because like I said, I think that was the issue, is the that relay was so rusted. And since I replaced it, you know, might as well clean up the ground to the chassis, make sure that's grounding properly. So it's a little crowded in here, not much room for the camera, so let me get this done real quick. All right, got that cleaned up, and Painted with some frame coating so it won't rust up again. Well, anytime soon, I should say. And then I went ahead and heat shrinked the wires. This end, part of the wire was showing here underneath the heat shrink, like the heat shrink was too small. And the other one was a little frayed a little bit. So I just reheat shrink those so that they're safer. All right, so now with that drying, I got to go in and I'm going to finish up getting the pump finished up, get that cap cleaned up, and show you what I did with that. All right, so what I did here was I just let them soak in some evaporust, and you can see those look so much better now. I'm going to polish it up a little bit with this and see how well the rough area here turns out. If anything, I might just repaint this. You can see that evaporust even took the rust right off those bolts. So I've tightened everything back down. Everything's reinstalled. I put on new heat shrink, so like you can see the little indent right there. So that bare wire was showing, so I went ahead and just put new heat shrinks on everything. That green wire is still attached. I just got it taped off right now so I didn't accidentally hit it up against something. But the idea is I'm going to cut that off and put some silicone over it. Some waterproofing, just like how they had the original. But yeah, I just have to get the reservoir filled back up, get my radiator reservoir, and I just got it sitting right there, hooked back up, and we're ready to give it a try. So let me do that real quick. Yeah, she's a little overfilled, but got that filled back up. Everything's hooked back up. Batteries are hooked up. Now let's see if we can get these jacks to go down. All right, guys, so with that fixed now, the jack's fixed, I could finally get in here and start working on these brakes, figuring out what's going on with them. Like I said, it's probably the hydro boost or a line or something. There's some air getting into the hydraulic system somewhere. So I either have brakes or I have steering, one or the other. I don't have both at the same time, I should say. But now that those jacks are fixed, I am actually looking forward on getting the rest of this fixed and getting back on the road. So one step at a time. So if you guys find this video helpful in any way, hit that like button, leave a comment if you have questions or anything. And until then, I will see you in the next one.